going to do is learn a walking bass line through 12-bar blues in the key of A. So 12-bar blues, first of all, is 12 bars long, and we're going to use 3 chords over that. And the first chord that you would play over top of that would be some sort of A. So usually it's an A, or generally it's an A7 chord. And the second chord would be the D chord, or a D7 chord, and then the E chord is the third chord. Now the 12-bar blues in the key of A, if we look at the key of A, you know, if you counted up the A major scale, which go A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, and A, each one of those notes of the A major scale is built on, chords are built on it. Okay. Now we call that A, D, and E is called the 1, 4, and 5 chord, and in the 1, 4, and 5 chord, basically your the A chord is number 1, so use your left hand, right hand. The D chord is number 4. Count up 4 notes from there: A, B, C, D. So we call it the 4 chord, and then E is the 5 chord. Count from A, 5 notes: A, B, C, D, E. Sorry, A, B, C, D, E. Got 5 notes. All right, and basically, that's just the basics of the 12-bar blues. Now the form that it uses is you play A for 4 bars. This is one version. There's many versions of 12-bar blues. Okay, so you play A for 4 bars, then you play D for 2 bars, and then you play A for 2 bars, E for 1 bar, D for 1 bar, A for 1 bar. Most of the time we would do, or I should say, sometimes we put A for 2 bars at the end, but this time I'm going to put an E at the last bar. And that's called the turnaround chord. That turns you around to go back to the beginning. And the figures we're going to learn is I start with the open strings first. It's just a little bit easier, and this would be something you'd see in early rock and roll of, you know, say Gene Vincent or whatever. But a lot of those early rock and roll guys would play the open strings more than that. And if you really, some of them, if you watch old town hall party stuff, they'll actually capo. If they're doing different keys, they'll capo because they want the strings, the open strings to ring. So what we're looking at is we have an open A first, and then we go to the 4th fret. So this is for the A chord, the A7. And this is really, I'm outlining an A6 chord, but A7 and A6 kind of go along. This is A, and then we're going to go to the C sharp here. Okay, so that's the first part. All right. The next note is this 2nd fret on the 2nd string. Remember, our strings are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. So we go open A, 4th fret, 2nd fret on the 2nd string. That in itself is a major triad. We have the root, this is the 3rd of the major triad, and the 5th. Now I'm going to add the 4th fret, this will be the 6th. Okay, here's the 7, the flat 7, but here's the 6. So we have, that's our walking bass line. Now what you want to do is play that, like, just get used to that. You're going to open 4, I'll do it nice and slow, you can play along with me. 2nd fret on the 2nd string, 4th fret. Alright? Most beginning students, this is what they'll do too. When they play, you want your walking bass line to have the quarter notes ringing and almost into each other. I'm going to play the open A, hold it, and I hold on to that 4th fret as long as I can. Then I go to the 2nd fret, and then to the 4th fret. So I have, notice how they ring into each other. This is a common mistake for beginners. They go, I mean, there's a time and a place for that. But most of the time we want to hear everything legato. Legato means let it ring. So that's the figure for the open for the A chord. Now the D is the exact same thing, but just moved down a string. So this time we'll play the open D, which is this guy right here, 2nd string, then the 4th fret on that same string, and then we're going to play the 2nd fret on that G string, and then the 4th fret. Again, open, 4th, 2nd, 4th fret on the 1st string. Let's play that for a bit. So you get a hand on it. Now the fingering I'm using, most of the time I play bass, I use my fourth finger because I grew up kind of playing a little bit of upright, so most of the time we play fourth finger. But you could go like this. Also, the fingering could be first and third as well. Some people find that stretch a little bit hard though. But if you can do it, that's great. I'll go back to the fourth finger. So this is the bass line for D. Now E, we're going to do this string right here. And what we want to do is we're going to do the exact same thing, but starting on the E. So we're going to open, 4th fret, 2nd fret on the A string, that string right here, and then 4th fret as well on the same string. Let's do that for a bit so you get a handle on that. Let's take a look at the 12-bar blues. The first phrase of the 12-bar blues, what you're going to do is you're going to play the A for a total of 4 times, 4 bars. So each one, this is a chord note, and so each chord note is like 1, 2, 3, 4. You notice that? So we're going to play, the first phrase goes like this. We're going to play A 4 times. There's the second time, third time now. Fourth time. The second phrase, we're going to play D for 2 bars, so we're going to play that riff in D twice, and then A twice, so you do it once, twice, then back to A once, twice. The next one we're going to play E for 1 bar. So it goes E for 1 bar, D for 1 bar, A for 1 bar, E for one bar. Remember that last E chord is a turnaround chord. So we're going to go E for 1 bar, D for 1 bar, back to A for 1 bar, and then E for 1 bar. Okay, so let's review what we've done so far. So we play the A for 4 bars, and then we play the D for 2 bars, the A for 2 bars, E for 1 bar, D for 1 bar, A for 2 bars, and then the E for 1 bar. All right. So let's take a look. Let's run through it really slowly so we get an idea what's going on. And we'll just do it nice and slow so you can try to play along with me. We'll go 1, 2, 3, go now. We're going to do that A 4 times. There's the second time. Third time, 4th time. Now we gotta go down to D, down a string. We're gonna play that twice, the first time, second time. A, do that 2 times. E once, D once. That 4 times. We're back at the beginning. Notice how I keep my fingers down most of the time. I'm keeping the movements very small. There's that D twice, A twice. E once. D once, A once, E once. And that's basically the 12-bar blues. Now, next one is what we're going to do is we're going to play 8th notes and then shuffle 8th notes. I'll show you different ways of playing that. When you're doing it with the right hand, you want to keep the fingers going 1, 2 most of the time. I usually play with 3, but the majority of people play with 2. Okay, so you want to make sure that index and middle are going like that. The other thing is, you don't want to play curled finger. Common thing I see with most people is they end up playing curled finger like this. And you don't want to do that. You want to actually play it straight. You get a more fuller sound that way. So when I'm playing that, hopefully you can see this. Sorry about this. You're going to go like this. You're going to go. See how my finger's coming back? It's a classical rest stroke. I stop on the string above. And I'm keeping those fingers alternating. I mean, there's some great guys like James Emerson who played with 1 finger. You can do that too. But if you want to keep it so you're just playing it with alternate fingering. Okay, so keep it really slow. Don't go crazy on too fast. You don't want to make mistakes. And we'll see you at the next one. Take care. Bye bye.